It tastes so good.
It's a circus in the mouth. It's so good.
Over here.
Hi there, yo folks. I'm Sean, the Modern Yeoman, and it's July now, which means that I owe you guys your monthly Homestead Update and Walkaround episode. As with all Homestead Update and Walkaround episodes, you know how this works. Grab your favorite hot beverage. Yes, I know it's summer, but the beverage still needs to be hot, and your sturdiest pair of boots, and let's take a walk. I got a lot to show you today. First update today I'm really excited about. My friend Billy of Permapastures Farm graciously sent along quite a few comfrey root cuttings. Thanks again, Billy, which I am planting here at the back end of the squarea. Now, I didn't know much about comfrey until fairly recently when Billy was kind of telling me about all the benefits of this, but suffice it to say, it's almost like a miracle plant. The roots of this, it turns into a bush. The roots of this comfrey bush will reach 10 to 20 feet down into the ground and bring up all sorts of nutrients and minerals. And so the leaves, which get pretty big, a lot of folks will chop and drop them. They'll chop them and add them to their compost or even straight to their garden. I've heard comfrey referred to as green manure because it's so loaded with minerals and nutrients. So with all of these root cuttings, I dug a trench here at the back end of the square, which, let me tell you, wasn't that easy because of this clay and rock here. By the way, if you're ever having a stressful day, feeling a little bit down or out of sorts, try swinging a mattock at some rocky ground for a while. I've got a feeling you might not be so stressed when you're done. Pin that as an idea for a future video, the mental health benefits of digging. And once I was done with the trench, I just kind of used the method that I've been using a lot lately. I've added unfinished compost. It's still just a few steps away from the kitchen, a little broken down. Added that in the bottom of the trench, and then added finished compost on top of that. Once the finished compost was laid down, I just put a bunch of the root cuttings right in there, about 2 to 3 inches down into that finished compost. I did save several of the root cuttings because I'll want to use them in other locations. One great spot to put comfrey, so I've been told, is close to fruit trees. So we may put these some of these next to our apple trees. Anyway, so here it is, the trench where I'll have a row of comfrey bushes growing. I'm not sure how long they're going to take to grow. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of growth here in the next few weeks. I know with seeds, they typically sprout up a lot quicker. Root cuttings might take a little bit longer, but that's fine. We're hoping to have a nice healthy row of comfrey bushes here at the back end of the squarea here really soon. Also, side note, while I'm here in the squarea, take a look at these pumpkins, man. I planted these things, what, 2.5 weeks ago? Maybe 3 weeks ago. I'm losing my sense of time. But I planted them fairly recently, and look at them go, man. They're already starting to vine out. It looks great. I'm so happy that I planted them when I did. I was concerned that they wouldn't take off, but boy, have they ever. So I'm happy to report that my mobile meat chicken tractor is finally out on the pasture. As you saw in today's opening, we received the chick lift wheel system in the mail and I installed it. It didn't take me long at all to get those wheels on, and I brought it out to pasture. Now, before you say it, I know that this is heavy. It's on the heavy side. That's by design. I want it to be heavy. Now, it is a bit cumbersome to move long distances. I moved it from the north lean-to down here to the pasture. But to move it the length of the tractor, which is what I'll be doing on a daily basis, it's not hard at all. So yes, I know this thing is heavier than most chicken tractors you see, but again, that's by design. That's how I want it to be. It's a lot harder for critters to get inside when it's this heavy. Now, I still have some work to do on this thing. I'm gonna add a row of finer gauge hardware cloth, probably 1/2-inch hardware cloth at the bottom here, just to help keep the arms of things like raccoons and possums from reaching in and grabbing the meat birds when they're in here. And so that's gonna wrap around the entirety of the tractor, except for where the sheet metal is, of course. And a couple other things to do. I'm gonna get a watering bucket with little watering nipple system in there, as well as a tray for feeding the meat birds when we get them. But other than that, this project is pretty much done. There's other infrastructure items I need. Obviously, I'm gonna get a stock tank for to serve as a brooder for the meat chicks, the meat chicken chicks. And we're gonna need to get a plucker and all that stuff. We actually helped a homestead right down the road, just a couple of miles from us, last weekend with harvesting their meat chickens. And so we have taken their guidance in terms of how we should set up our meat chicken processing center. So I need to get all of those tools in place here in the next few weeks, but I don't think I'll have any problem doing that. In the meantime, I think I'm still going to put this thing to use. Now, I was watching a video from my buddy Brian from the Flannel Guys. You can check out their channel here, where he had set up kind of a little mini chicken tractor. And that's where I was going to put a broody hen that I have in a mini chicken tractor. I was going to set it up. But then I thought, I've already got this thing made and it's just sitting there. There's no meat chicks in there, and there won't be for several weeks. Why don't I put my broody hen in here now? So that's what I'm going to do. First things first, let's get some water and some food prepped for her in here. Let's set that right there. Set it right here, and a little extra water right over here. No. Right here. Food, water, and shade. I think she's ready to go. So what's the reasoning behind putting a broody hen by herself in this tractor? Well, I've been told that when you take a broody hen away from her nest, she has nowhere to sit down, and that often will break the broody spell. So that's what we're gonna try today. I don't see her out with all the other chickens, so I have a pretty good idea where she is. It's where she always is, in this nest box. All right, darling. It's time. You see her poofing up like that? That means she's broody. So I'm gonna pick her up. And this hen isn't just broody, she's miserably broody. She's been like this for 2 weeks now. She just won't leave the nest. She'll leave the nest occasionally to get water and food, but rarely. Most of the time she's sitting in there just begging for an egg to sit on. We are not wanting to hatch eggs right now, so otherwise I'd just give her an egg and that would probably break her broody spell. But I think for now, she's gonna go and get her own little chicken tractor condo and hopefully break her broody spell. All right, kiddo. There you go. Look, you got food and water over there. You got shade, but no nest. Yep, spill your water. Awesome. Still got more. I know you want out, but I'm sorry. Just have to do this. She's not happy about this, but I don't really see any other recourse for breaking her broody spell other than giving her an egg to hatch. And again, we just don't want little chicks right now, unless they're meat chicken chicks. But that's a whole other story. All right, settle in, friend. You're gonna be in here for a while. The last update I'm especially proud of, given how rough our garden looked just a month ago. You only need to watch the last several episodes to realize how much we struggled with the garden not that long ago. And after turning things around, we finally have gotten to the point where we're starting to collect regular little mini harvests of food. And in the end, isn't that what this is all about? At least for us, one of the main reasons we moved out here and started this whole homestead thing is because we wanted to grow our own food. And that's exactly what we're doing. Tomatoes, peppers, zucchini, squash, cucumbers. These potatoes can't be far off. Did I say peppers? Beans, okra. Everywhere I look, there's at least a basket's worth of food that I can collect and bring in and eat. In fact, I was so excited about the little harvest we had yesterday. After I got done working outside, I came in and recorded this little video. So we've been harvesting veggies now for a few days, and we've already gotten, zucchini, cucumbers, okra, and most importantly, some tomatoes, right?
Yellow squash.
So I just got done working from outside, and I come and I'm greeted with this pile of what looks like pineapple.
No, it's
But that is not pineapple, is it?
It's tomato. I think it's a Cherokee purple, but it didn't come to full color. It's yellow, but it's really nice and ripe, and
It almost looks like mango.
It tastes so good. And we just put a little salt and pepper on it, and we're gonna have it with our dinner, and Doctor wants some too. And then we've got veggie saute of zucchini, yellow squash, onion. I put some Brussels sprout leaves in there.
Is that all from the garden too?
Everything except the onion is, yeah.
So we're cooking along, literally.
We are cooking.
All right, I'm gonna try one of these. What'd you say you put on it? Salt and pepper?
Salt and pepper.
It's a circus in the mouth. This is so good. And it's from our garden. Mm-hmm. Now how cool is that, yo folks? Pretty darn nifty, if you ask me. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and if you're going through a tough time lately, or maybe a little bit more stressed out than usual, you may want to consider getting yourself a pickaxe, mattock, or shovel and moving some earth. See how it makes you feel. Anyways, I'm Sean the Modern Yeoman, and until next time, remember, as always, slowly, slowly.